Welcome to the Deep Dive. We take a whole stack of information today. It's an article about the historical houses of Kashan, Iran, and basically pull out the best bits for you.
Yeah, the really fascinating insights.
Exactly. So Get ready, because we're stepping into this pretty breathtaking world. Persian architecture, art, Zand and Qajar eras mostly.
And these aren't just, dusty old buildings. They're genuinely stunning. Big tourist draws.
Totally. So our mission, our deep dive today, is to look at some of Kashan's most famous historical homes, uncover their stories, what makes them unique.
The special features.
But first, context, right? Kashan is ancient, like over 7,000 years old.
It's hard to even wrap your head around that timescale.
It really is.
Yeah.
And it's a major archaeological center.
Yeah.
So that history really sets the stage for the architecture we're about to see.
Definitely. That long history, that continuous development, it all feeds into why these houses are so architecturally significant. They didn't just appear out of nowhere.
Right. Centuries of culture, art, technique.
Exactly. It all culminates in these residences.
Okay, let's dive in. First up, what the article calls maybe the most magnificent historical house of Kashan.
Ah, the House of Tabatabaei.
That's the one. Sultan Amir Ahmad neighborhood. Built around 1250 AH, so Qajar era. And the architect, a master named Ali Mariam.
Yes, Ali Mariam. You'll hear his name again. What hits you first about Tabatabaei is the scale. It's huge.
How big are we talking?
4,700 square meters. Massive. And it's divided into three main parts, outer, inner, and servants' areas.
Outer for guests, inner for family.
Precisely. Reflects the social structure. And get this, 40 rooms total.
40. Wow.
4 courtyards, 4 cellars, 3 windcatchers. Those are amazing cooling towers, basically.
Right, we'll get more into those.
And even 2 qanats, its own underground water channels.
They're like a self-contained world almost.
Pretty much, yeah, a whole estate. It was commissioned by Haj Sayed Jafar Tabatabaei Natanzi.
Okay. And the article mentions something interesting. It was built below ground level. Why do that?
Ah, yes. The Gudalbache style. Yeah. Sunken courtyard garden. Very clever, actually.
Right.
Well, several reasons. 1, natural insulation. Keeps it cooler in Kashan's crazy summers, warmer in winter.
Makes sense.
2, stability against earthquakes. Big issue in the region historically. And it also helps cut down on city noise.
Smart. And you mentioned water.
Right. Being lower often meant easier access to the water level of the qanats. Super important.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. It also mentions a style called hijab dar, translated as veiled. And the house is symmetrical, introverted. What's that about?
Hijab dar really points to privacy, an inward focus, high walls, courtyards hidden from the street, family life was shielded, and symmetry was huge in Qajar design. It's all about order, balance. The introverted part means the experience was inside the home, those beautiful courtyards, pools, gardens. Private little worlds.
Sounds incredible.
Yeah.
The article raves about the plasterwork, the pools, octagonal flower beds, the little colored windows.
Oh, the details are exquisite. The plasterwork alone is worth seeing. And the light through those colored windows hitting the water, just beautiful.
And it's near the Borujerdi House and in Imamzadeh, a shrine. So like a historical hotspot neighborhood.
Exactly. Probably a very prestigious area back then. These elements weren't just decoration. They created an atmosphere, peace, harmony, beauty, all within the home.
Okay, speaking of neighbors, let's talk Borujerdi House. Same neighborhood, Sultan Amir Ahmad, built a bit later, 1275 AH.
And guess who the architect was?
Let me guess, Ali Mariam.
You got it. He was definitely the go-to guy in Kashan.
Wow. What's special about Borujerdi?
Well, it's thought to be the first house in Kashan to use oil pat and watercolor in its decorations.
Oh, interesting. A shift in techniques?
Possibly, yeah. Maybe new materials becoming available or just a desire for a different look compared to the traditional plaster or fresco work.
It had 2 sections, outer and inner, like Tabatabaei.
Right.
The origin story. And this is great.
Yeah, it's quite romantic.
Apparently the owner's son, Mr. Borujerdi, wanted to marry the daughter of Mr. Tabatabaei, the owner of the other house. And Papa Tabatabaei said, okay, but you have to build my daughter a house just as magnificent as ours.
Talk about pressure.
Seriously?
Yeah.
What does that tell us about society then?
It's a fantastic glimpse, isn't it? Shows the importance of status, maybe some friendly or not so friendly competition between these wealthy merchant families.
Right.
And it totally explains why they'd hire Ali Mariam again. They needed to match the masterpiece he'd already built.
Makes perfect sense. Now, the article also throws in names like Saniul Mulk and Kamal ul Mulk, involved in the design, along with Ali Mariam Kashani.
Yeah, those are major figures in Persian art. Kamal al-Mulk is especially famous. Having them involved shows how important this project was.
And it took 18 years to build.
18 years, that signals incredible attention to detail. Think of the artisans involved.
Gilding, inlaying, muqarnas, those honeycomb ceiling things.
Exactly, muqarnas. And intricate carpentry, highly skilled work, taking a lot of time and money.
And the decorations inside sound gorgeous, too. Courtyard tiles with pictures of fruit and food.
Yeah, symbolizing prosperity, maybe hospitality, a sense of abundance.
And wall paintings in the rooms showing Iranian history and literature scenes.
Right, so it's not just pretty, it's telling stories, reinforcing cultural identity right there on the walls, gives you a real feel for the family's interests.
Must have been amazing to live there. Okay, let's shift gears slightly. The House of Rahib, Derby Beg neighborhood, over 200 years old, Qajar period again.
And this one has a second life, which is great.
It's the Mahinistan Rahib Hotel now. I love that. Preserving history by letting people stay in it.
It's a fantastic approach. It gives people a chance to really immerse themselves. The Rahib House is about 1,500 square meters. Still has its inner and outer sections, linked by the Shaneshin.
The main living area, right.
Exactly, often the grandest room. And it has all these other named spaces. Mafel Osha, a lovers' or friends' gathering spot, an artist's chamber.
Really gives you hints about how life was lived there, the social side of it.
Absolutely. It suggests a place with lots of different activities happening.
Sounds lovely. Big courtyard, central pool, plasterwork, all wooden doors and windows. And restored in 2013 to become the hotel, right in the historic center.
That restoration is key. It keeps the building alive, maintained, and appreciated. They really focused on keeping the traditional feel, high ceilings, traditional furniture for an authentic experience.
And it sounds pretty plush, too. 16 rooms with modern stuff, restaurant, cafe, library.
Conference hall, tours.
The article calls it the most luxurious historical tourist accommodation. Quite a claim.
Well, it shows the potential, right? Blend history with comfort, contribute to tourism, and save the building. It's a win-win.
Okay, next is a real heavyweight. The House of Ameria, the giant.
Ah, yes, the largest historical house in Kashan.
7,000 square meters, that's immense. Its roots go back to the Zand period, even earlier than Qajar.
Right.
But it was massively restored and expanded in the Qajar era by Sam al-Sultana Ameri.
And following the pattern.
It's now a 5-star hotel.
Right.
Sarai Ameria.
The scale is just mind-boggling. It's not just one house. It's described as 3 houses and 5 separate courtyards, all connected.
Wow.
It really speaks to the power and wealth of the Ameri family back then. Turning that into a hotel must have been a colossal project.
7 courtyards in total, inner and outer. Imagine the light and air. A 7-door Shaneshin must be incredibly bright.
Definitely designed to impress. Plus 3-door rooms, a house khana, the pool house.
Right, that cool, serene space.
Well, the restoration took 15 years, from 1999 to 2014.
That's dedication. And now it has 38 rooms, restaurants, cafe, gallery, a whole destination.
It really is. And again, praised for symmetry, plasterwork, decorations. It required a very careful balance, preserving history while adding modern luxury.
Okay, let's keep moving. The House of Menachery, Mohtasham neighborhood. This one's got a really interesting history.
Yes, it goes back even further.
Original architecture from the Safavid era.
Yeah.
But then damaged in an earthquake in 1778, restored during the Qajar period.
Shows its resilience, surviving through different times, even disasters.
Then restored again much more recently, starting in 2007 by Abulfazl Shahi, became a national monument. And then turned into a boutique hotel.
Right, between 2007 and 2010, with interior design by Shahnaz Nader Esfahani.
And it got nominated for the Aga Khan Award for Architecture in 2016. That's a big deal.
Huge deal. Speaks volumes about the quality of the restoration and the building's significance. Something else notable here is the Ab Anbar.
The water reservoir?
Exactly. One of the few houses mentioned as having one. These underground tanks were crucial for water storage in Kashan's dry climate. Shows that traditional ingenuity.
That's fascinating. It also has 2 separate parts, a Qajar house and a Pahlavi-era one.
Yes, so you can see architectural evolution right there on one property. And it houses a weaving workshop and an exhibition of old crafts.
So it's more than just a hotel. It's actively supporting traditions.
Exactly. Adds another layer. It's not just accommodation, it's cultural engagement.
Very cool. Okay, now for a real star. The House of Abanjan. Back in Sultan Amir Ahmad. Famous, right?
Very famous. It's even been in movies and TV shows.
Gives it that extra glamour. Commissioned by a wealthy China and crystal merchant, Mohammed Ibrahim Tajarkashi. Took about 20 years to build, around 1245 to 1250 AH.
Another massive one, 7,000 square meters. 5 floors, 5 courtyards, including a Gudal Bacha, the sunken one.
Really reflects the status of the owner, a major merchant.
Absolutely. And its beauty clearly translates well to film, making it feel authentically historical.
Now, its history got a bit complicated after the owner died.
Yeah, it was divided up, sold off in pieces. But then, about 100 years ago, a carpet merchant named Mr. Abajan bought one of the outer courtyards.
And that's why it's called the Tabatabaei House now, even though he wasn't the original builder.
Seems so. Interesting how names stick based on later history or local recognition.
Like the others, it's got that hijab-dar style, private, inward-looking, symmetrical. And the 3 sections. And Daruni, Biruni, servants' quarters.
Standard layout for a grand house. The Biruni, the outer part, was for guests, parties, and it had mirror rooms.
Otaka Ayana. Sounds dazzling. What were they like?
Oh, they were spectacular. Walls, sometimes ceilings, covered in intricate mirror mosaics. They'd catch the light and create this incredible glittering effect. Very luxurious, used for important guests.
Wow. Oh, okay. And the Andaruni was the family space, servants' area for kitchens, workrooms. Good news is most of it's back together now.
Yes, managed by the Kashan municipality, and they've put it to great use.
Cafes, restaurants, souvenir shops, a Sharbat Sera, a syrup house, sounds lovely, and textile weaving workshops too.
Keeping those crafts alive right in the historic setting, it became a national monument in '98. Hugely popular.
Great example of adaptive reuse, making it a living space again.
Definitely. It works on so many levels, cultural, commercial, preservation.
We've seen so many grand ones. Let's look at the House of Sharisi now. Sadra neighborhood, around 1230 AH. This one seems a bit simpler.